Okay, Bismillah. It's also on the first slide there is the dua. So we'll make the dua collectively, inshallah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك Amin. So again, for those of you who maybe missed last week, we mentioned that this dua, the first part says Subhanak, perfection to you Allah, glory to you Allah, la ilma lana, there is no knowledge, illa ma allamtana, except that which you Allah, you have taught us. That's the first thing. Can you ask him to put the top of the speakers on? So the first thing is acknowledging Allah's, that He gives us knowledge. Then the second thing is what? The dua. Allahumma allimna ma yanfa'una. Oh Allah, teach us ma yanfa'una, that which benefits us. Wazidna ilma, and increase us in knowledge. So the first part is acknowledging who Allah is. He's the one that teaches you. The second part is that you ask Allah for an increase in beneficial knowledge. And the third part is you ask for the effect of the knowledge, which is Ya muqallib al-qulub, O the turner of hearts, thabbit qulubana ala dinik, make firm our hearts upon your deen. Alhamdulillah. So that's the beginning, inshallah. Tariq, I think, can you put it soft as well? Upstairs. Okay. Is something softer? Okay, Bismillah. So that's the dua that we started with. Okay, so we are busy with Nahw. I hope you enjoyed your first session, inshallah. I'm looking forward to you actually going through it and seeing how it's going to work. We're trying to make it a nice compact book that you go through and you finish the surah into the Quran in a few weeks. Not a few weeks, but quickly, inshallah. Because obviously you can recite basically, but just some improvement and some polishing and so on. So we're quite excited about that series. Just to recap where we are in Nahw. Who can remind me what did we do the first week? I think it's the 5th week now, eh? So week 1, what did we do? What is Nahw? Yes, and we said Nahw is how we change the ends of the words and how it affects the meaning. What else we do in the first week? We did the 3 types of words in Arabic. We said the kalima, the word, it's divided into 3 types. What are the 3 types? Ismun, fi'lun, harfun. You all remember that? Okay, so first lesson number 1 was Ismun, fi'lun, harfun. The short name for ism is what? Noun. And the fi'l, verb, and the harf, particle. What did we do in the second lesson? Hal. We said what? Every ism must have one of how many hals? Must be in one of 3. Can't be all 3, must be one of 3 at a time. What are the 3 hals? Raf'un altogether? Nasbun, jarrun. Again? Raf'un, nasbun, jarrun. What's the sign of raf'un? O-N, un. And nasbun? O-N, an. And jarrun? E-O-N, in. Good. Lesson number 3, what do we do? We did definite and indefinite. What is definite in Arabic again? Ma'arifa. And indefinite? Nakira. How do you make a word ma'arifa? Al and no tanween. And nakira? No al and tanween. And what about proper nouns? Where are they? Ma'arifa or nakira? Muhammad, Makkah, Cape Town. They are ma'arifa. See, it comes back to you. Alhamdulillah. Lesson number 4. What do we do? Gender. How many genders are there in Arabic? 2. What are they? Masculine and feminine. In Arabic? Mudhakkar and mu'annath. Mudhakkar and mu'annath. How do we know if a word is mudhakkar? What is the answer for now? No ta marbuta? And how do you know if it's feminine? Ta marbuta. Masculine, no ta marbuta. And feminine, ta marbuta. So in other words, you learned how many concepts? You learned about the 3 types of words. And then about the ism, you learned 3 concepts. You learned about the hal of the ism. And you learned about the definiteness, definite, indefinite. And you learned about the gender. Okay, so on the second slide, page 1, on the second slide, I want you quickly in your groups of 3 or 4 around you to take those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. What's the first word? Jannatin. You can see in the middle there? Jannatin. When I say the page number is in the bottom right there. So we're on page 1, second block, second slide. Where's page at the bottom here? The bottom right. The first, don't turn over. We're just here on the cover sheet, page 1. It says 1 in the corner. Okay, we're on page 1. We're at the bottom. Can you see the Jannatin? You see there? You see Al-Qalamu. Yes. You see Kitabin. You see Al-Masjidah. Rasulun. Yes. In your groups, quickly, just 2 minutes. I want you to give each person to give the hal, the definiteness, and the gender of each word. Take a turn, inshallah, turn by turn. What's the hal, definiteness, and gender of each word? Quick recap, 2-minute recap. Bismillah. Okay, Bismillah. Let's go through the answers together. Let's go through the answers quickly. I hope you're talking about work, mashallah. Okay, Bismillah. First one. Jannatin. What's the hal quickly? Jannatin, hal. Jarrun. Jannatin, the hal is jarrun. Definiteness? Ma'rifah, nakira? Nakira, indefinite. Gender, mudhakkar or mu'annath? Mu'annath, feminine, because of the ta marbuta. Next one, al-qalamu. What's the hal? Raf'un. Definiteness? Al-qalamu. Ma'rifah. Gender? Mudhakkar or mu'annath? Mudhakkar, good. Next one, kitabin. What's the hal? Jarrun. What's the definiteness? Nakira. What's the gender? Mudhakkar. Al-masjidah. What's the hal? Al-masjidah. Nasbun. Al-masjidah. What's the definiteness? Ma'rifah. Is it mudhakkar or mu'annath? What's the gender? Mudhakkar. I know the terms take a while to get used to it. The processing is still warming up the engine, mashallah. It'll become faster and faster as you practice, inshallah. Next one, Rasulun. What's the hal? Raf'un. What's the definiteness? Nakir or indefinite. What's the gender? Mudhakkar. Okay. So we learned 2 things today, inshallah. 2 things today. Thing number 1 is we're going to finish the lesson on gender. So last week I gave you the for now lesson. Now I'm going to give you the whole lesson, inshallah, on gender. So if you turn the sheet, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I'm just going to give it to you so you're introduced, you're familiar with it. Can you see on the sheet it says there on top, it says the default masculine except for the following. You all see that? The default is masculine except for the following. What do we mean? We mean in Arabic, we're going to just make it that the default of Arabic words, we're going to assume they're all masculine except for these words here. So what's the first column on the right hand side? It says what? Feminine ending. You can see that there? It says feminine ending. And what's right on top of the feminine ending? Ta marbuta. So that's our default rule. We learned last week. Our for now rule is that if a word like madrasa ends with ta marbuta, we're going to say the word is feminine. We're going to add 2 more endings. They're not as common, but they do come as well. They're not as common as ta marbuta. But also if a word ends with that ya with no dots. That ya with no dots is actually an alif. It's a mad sound. Taqwa and so on. Huda. If it ends with a ya with no dots, that's also a sign that the word is feminine. Okay. And if it ends with an alif followed by a hamza, like bayda, if it ends with that, it's a sign that the word is what? Feminine. Okay, I'm just going to share this with you quickly. So you must just remember, just like be familiar with it, inshallah. It's going to be mainly ta marbuta, but those other 2 also do appear as well. It makes the word feminine. The second column of feminine words are female names or titles. For example, the word Maryam, does it have a female ending? There's no female ending. There's no ta marbuta. There's no ya with no dots, no alif with mad, with hamza. But Maryam is a male or female word? Female. Why? Because it's a female name. Another one, Zainab. Zainab, you can see it doesn't have female ending, but it's a female name. How about Ummun? Means what? Mother. So you can see has a meme at the end, doesn't have female ending, but it's a female title. Next one, Ukhtun. Ukht means what? You say Ukhti, my sister. Ukhtun means a sister. Can see it doesn't have any of the female endings. Doesn't have a ta marbuta or that other two, but it's a feminine word. You all with me so far? We quickly going to go through this inshallah. Next thing, dual body parts. Whichever part a person normally has two of, that's going to be a female word. Okay, for example, eyes, aynun, or what else? Ears, udhunun, or what else? Your hand, yadun, what else? Your feet, rijlun. I don't know why, but in Arabic, all dual body parts are feminine. So let's go to yadun there. Yadun means a hand. Yadun means a hand. Aynun means an eye. Aynun means an eye. Udhunun is an ear. Rijlun is a foot. Okay, so any dual body part is feminine. Last column. Last column is a strange column. We just call it deemed feminine. What do you mean deemed feminine? All the others had like kind of rules. They either have a female ending, or they have a female name or title, or their dual body part. The last part are just words that Arabs just always refer to as feminine. There's no specific pattern. There are just certain words in Arabic, we call them deemed feminine, that Arabs just refer to it always as feminine. For example, the first one is narun. What's narun? A fire. Narun is a feminine word. Next word is darun. What's darun? A house. A house. It's a feminine word. What's interesting is what's another word for house in Arabic? Baytun. But baytun is a masculine word. You know what I mean? Baytun is a masculine word and darun is a feminine word. You remember, we're not talking about the gender of an object, because an object doesn't have gender. A house doesn't have a male house or female house. A house is a house. We're just talking about the word. Do the Arabs refer to the word as a masculine or as a feminine? So darun is feminine. Next one is ardun. Ardun means land or earth. Ardun is deemed feminine. Next one, nafsun. Nafsun can mean many things. Can mean your soul. And nafs can also mean a person as well. Nafsun. Next one, shamsun. Because she's the light of your life. Shamsun is what? Sun. So that's also feminine. I don't know if she's shamsun or narun, you must decide. But shamsun is also feminine. And the last one is jahannam. Jahannam is also feminine. I'll make no comments there. Jahannam is also may Allah protect us, inshallah. Jahannam is also feminine. Okay. So those words, there are a few more. There's a handful of words, but there's a handful of words in the Arabic language that are deemed feminine. I gave you a sample of the common ones. Okay. So do you understand the lesson on feminine? Let's go back in our mind. What's the rule? The rule is, in Arabic, the default is what? We regard the word as masculine except for 4 categories. What's the category number 1? If the word is as a feminine ending, like on the word itself, at the end, you can see a feminine ending. What are the feminine endings? The most common one is what? Ta marbuta. What's another one? The ya with no dots. The next one? The alif with a hamza. That's one category. Second category is if the word is a feminine name or a title, like a name of a person, Zainab or Hind or Maryam or whatever the case is, or a title like or Ukht or whatever the case is, mother, sister, auntie, so on. It then is going to be a feminine name. Third category is what? Dual body parts. All your dual body parts that a person normally has, that's going to be feminine. Last one is what? Team feminine. Give me some from your mind, from your memory. Narun. You can't forget Narun. They say a man with two wives is like Baina Narain. It's between two fires. So Narun is one. What else? Shamsun. Ardun. Jahannamu. What else? Darun. Okay. Those words nothing to do with feminine. It's just those words are considered feminine. Okay. So that's lesson number 1 today. Lesson number 1. Question. It's like you can consider it like it has the effect of a ya with a sukoon, but it's actually a mad. It's almost like a normal alif, like a sound. It's like a mad sound basically. Yeah. Oh, the question was that the ya with no dots, is there a sukoon on top there? I don't think they normally write the sukoon on top there in the mushaf, but so it's like equivalent to a mad, like a sound, like taqwa, Musa, Huda, just makes a mad sound, a sound. Just also a note for the recitation class. If you do in the morning, you will never ever be asked to recite alone. Okay, so don't just relax, inshallah. This is a relaxed space. No one has to make qira'ah on the mic. You can all relax, inshallah. It's going to be a collective class, so you go collectively, inshallah. You go home and practice on your own. You do Tabarak, mashallah, the first verse. And also, nice thing about Surah Mulk, why I chose Surah Mulk is because you'll be learning Surah Mulk this year, inshallah. So Mawla Zakaria will be teaching you Surah Mulk, so you also know the meaning of it as well, word for word, inshallah. And by the end of the year, you also have memorized it as well. So we're quite excited about it, but you must go practice at home, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, next one. What's our time like? Let's leave the next one for now. We can come back to it a bit later, inshallah. Let's carry on. Okay. We're on the new concept. We're on page 3. We're on top. New concept. The new concept there is called dual. Dual. What does dual mean? How many things? 2 things. Okay. So, for example, in English, if I have a key, how many keys are these? 1 key. And then if I have 2 of it, how many are these? 2 keys. And if I have 3 keys, and 4 keys, and 5 keys. Okay. Now in Arabic is slightly different. In Arabic, if you have 1 key, you say miftah. Right? You say key, miftah. But now if I have 2 keys, there's a separate word for 2. You don't say ithnain miftah. Ithnain means 2. Ithnain means 2. So you say ithnain miftah. You have a separate category of words for 2. So in English you have single and you have plural. In Arabic you have single, dual and plural. You have a word for the single, a word for dual, and a word for plural. You with me? I'll give you an example. The word bait. The word bait means a house, 1 house. If I say 2 houses in Arabic, I say baitani or baitaini. What does baitani mean? 2 houses. What does baitaini mean? 2 houses. And if I say houses, I say buyut. Buyut means houses. So the first concept we're going to learn today is that in Arabic, we don't only have single and plural, we have a special category for dual. Okay, that's today's second lesson today. We have a special category for dual. So if you look at the bottom sheet there, you're going to see there's 2 pens, there's a pen there on the right hand side. We're on page 3 on the right hand side. A pen in Arabic is called what? Qalamun. Qalamun. A pen. If I have 2 pens, what do I say in English? 2 pens. I don't have like a special name for 2 pens. I just call it 2 pens, 3 pens, 4 pens. But in Arabic, if I say 2 pens, I say either qalamani or qalamaini. Let's say those 2 words together. Qalamani, qalamaini. Again, qalamani, qalamaini. What did I do to qalam to make it qalamani, qalamaini? What did I add? I added ani, and what else did I add? Aini. Okay. So if a qalam means a pen, I add ani, qalamani, or aini, qalamaini. It means 2 pens. Let's turn the sheet. On top we have a house. A house in Arabic is called what? Baytun. A house is a baytun. In English, if I have 2 houses, I just say 2 houses. But in Arabic, if I say 2 houses, it becomes what? Baytun becomes what? Baytani, baytaini. Altogether, baytani, baytaini. Again, baytani, baytaini. Okay. So what did I add? Ani or aini. Okay. So it's much cheaper to get a second house in Arabic than in English. No mortgage, no bond. What do you do? You just add ani and aini. What do you have? 2 houses. Naam. Next one is al-kitab. It's a flow joke, no? Al-kitab. Next one, al-kitab. A book. In Arabic is al-kitab. What does al-kitab mean? The book, actually. The book. The book. How do I say 2 books in Arabic? I say in English, I say the 2 books. So I say the book, if it's 1 book, and if it's 2 books, I say the 2 book. The 2 books. In Arabic, 1 book is what called? Al-Kitab, the book. If I want to say the 2 books, what do I say? Good. Both of them mean the same thing. What does Al-Kitabani mean? The 2 books. What does Al-Kitabaini mean? The 2 books. So what's the 2 books in Arabic? Al-Kitabani, Al-Kitabaini. Okay. You with me? Okay. So what did we just learn now? That's the second lesson for today. The second lesson for today is what? If you want to make a word into dual, into 2 things, you have to add ani or aini. Okay. Now I want you to take, we're going to start here. Okay. Let's take 1 page back to page 2. Page 2. Can you see the column there at the bottom? It starts with al-bayta. Al-bayta. You see that right? Al-bayta. What does al-bayt mean? The house. How do I make that word dual? Al-baytani, al-baytaini. Next one, babun. Babun becomes babani, babaini. So it doesn't matter what's at the end of the word originally. I always make it ani, aini. It's a tough one here. Al-madrasatu. Al-madrasa tani. Okay, we'll come back to it again now, inshallah. And madrasatan. Madrasatani, madrasatani. Just with the partner next to you, inshallah, just do the next 8. With the partner next to you, or a group of 3, do the next 8. Each one get a turn to make it the words dual. Okay, let's go through the answers together. Let's go through worksheet 1.6 first. Okay, we all collectively just say the single and then we'll say both duals all together, inshallah. So, Bismillah. Sahibun, all together. Sahibun, sahibani, sahibaini. Rasulun, rasulun, rasulani, rasulaini. Al-adhabu, al-adhabu, al-adhabani, al-adhabaini. Narun, narun, narani, naraini. Naharun, naharun, naharani, naharaini. Al-yawmu, al-yawmu, al-yawmani, al-yawmaini. Shamsun, shamsun, shamsani, shamsaini. Al-qamaru, al-qamaru, al-qamarani, al-qamaraini. Naharun, naharun, naharani, naharaini. Ardun, ardani, ardaini. Hasanatun, hasanatun, hasanatani, hasanataini. Sa'atun, sa'atun, sa'atani, sa'ataini. Al-kalimatu, al-kalimatu, al-kalimatani, al-kalimataini. Jannatun, jannatun, jannatani, jannataini. Bayyinatun, bayyinatun, bayyinatani, bayyinataini. You all okay so far? Okay. So obviously it's take a bit of practice for you to write out how to write it out. I just want to go back to your notes again. Back to your notes. Your PowerPoint notes for today. If you can go to page 4. Page 4, bottom slide. Okay, there's some written out there. There's Jabalun altogether. Jabalun, Jabalun, Jabalani, Jabalain. Babun, Babun, Babani, Babaini. Yadun, Yadun, Yadani, Yadaini. Muslimun, Muslimun, Muslimani, Muslimaini. Jannatun, Jannatani, Jannataini. I just want to make some observations here. Whatever the word ends with, you always add ani. You with me? With Jannatun, Jannatin, Jannatan, doesn't matter. You make it ani. So you're going to make the end of the word ani. Second thing, if you look at the last one, Jannatun. Jannatun ends, yes? Yeah, so basically you just ignore the end, an, in, and you just add ani. Okay, so you just ignore the end for now. With this Jabalun or Jabalan or Jabalin, I'm always going to make it just ani. So in other words, I'm going to take the last letter off, the last vowel off, and just put the there. There, to make it ani or aini. But I'm explaining the hows now, inshallah, after this. Next thing is that Jannatun. Can you see Jannatun ends with what there? Ta marbuta. Ta marbuta is almost like a mix of a ha and a ta. Why if I read through, I say Jannatun. And if I stop, I say Jannah. Can you hear the ha? Jannah. But if I read through, Jannatun. So it is a ta, it's a normal ta, ta marbuta. What does marbuta mean? Rabata means to join. So what was joined? You know, normally ta is like a bowl. You know, ta is like a bowl. You know what ta looks like? Like a bowl. So they just join the two ends. Marbuta just means what? The join. It means the ta with the two ends are joined. Someone see like the join, the overlap also like that. Also overlap or something just like a circle. But it just means the two ends are marbuta. They are joined. And they just put the dots on top. So there wasn't space in the middle, so they put the dots on top. So it is a form of a ta. But a ta marbuta can only ever appear at the end of a word. You can read the whole Quran inshallah this week and come back to me next week. You're not going to find ta marbuta in the middle of a word. Okay, it's always at the end of a word. So now I have to add something to Jannatun. I must add something, I must add ani. So what I have to do, I have to take that closed ta and I have to open the ta back to the normal open ta. Maftuha, the open ta. You with me? So the same, I'm saying when you write it out, you might struggle. Because you can't say Jannatun, Jannatani, Jannataini. All I do is I take that closed ta and I open the ta. So look in the text here, can you see there? Number 5, Jannatun, you have ta marbuta. But you can see Jannatani. All I did was I used the normal ta, the normal open ta. And Jannataini, I used the normal open ta. What is this there? Still female, yes. Good question. If it, the original is female, the dual is still female. Yes. Okay, last thing. Okay, now I need your attention. You with me? We learned 2 things so far. Number 1, we learned the types of feminine. That's 4 types, you know. Female endings, female names or titles, dual body parts, deemed feminine. Then second thing we learned today is we learned how to take any single word and make it dual. How do you do that? Ani, aini. You can even make it for names also. If you have Muhammadun, you can have Muhammadani, Muhammadaini. That means two Muhammads. You with me? Fatima, Fatimatani, Fatimataini, means two Fatimas. You can use for anything. You can use this for a house, car, anything. Because two of anything that you can say, you can just add ani, aini. You with me? How do you say two shaitans? Because shaitan already ends with the ani. You must shaitan. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani. Ani. So shaitan, how many shaitans is shaitan? If you say shaitan, does that mean one shaitan, two shaitans, or many shaitan? That's not my question. What does shaitan mean? Does it mean one, two, or three, or many? Shaitan is one. Shaitan is one. What I want to say is that some words end with ani, but that's part of the word. Like Quran, wal Quranil Yasin, wal Qurani. Al Qurani ends with ani, but ani is part of the word. You with me? You with me? So don't get confused. You see any ani, Quran must mean two Qurans, and shaitan is two shaitans. You understand? Because you get confused. It's only when ani has been added to the word. So if I have shaitan and you never ever want two shaitans, but if you want to make the word two shaitans, what do you say? Shaitanani, shaitanaini. You with me? And if there was something as two Qur'ans, you'd say what? Qur'anani, Qur'anaini. So the simple isn't dual, is you just add ani or aini to any word to make it dual. How do I say two men? Rajulun. How do I say two daughters? Bintun. Good. How do I say two masjids? How do you say two Eids? Idani, Idaini. You see, that's a dual help sometimes also in Cape Town. Idani, Idaini. Okay, so we have Idani, Idaini here sometimes. Okay, so so all you did what is you add ani and aini to make it dual. You all with me so far? Can you just make ticket off there, press save, put it in the compartment there? Last concept. No notes, look at me, no notes. Let's carefully. If I have the word bait, put the word bait into raf'un. Baitun. Nasbun. Jarrun. Baitin. I say those three. Baitun, baitan, baitin. One more time. Okay. Now remember I said every ism must have a hal. Every ism must have a hal. It must either be, every ism must have a hal. It must either be raf'un, nasbun, jarrun. Okay. So what I'm going to do with these dual isms now? What's the dual for bait? Baitani or baitaini. That's dual for bait, right? Now I don't have a PowerPoint to show you now how this works. But now I have two. How many categories are there? 3. 1, 2, 3. And how many isms do I have? How many duals do I have? 2. So I'm going to make 2 fit into 3. Okay, listen carefully. I'll tell you the answer. Ani. Ani is a raf'un version. Just process quickly. You know you have two versions. Ani, aini. You with me? Ani is the raf'un version of a word. Okay. Ani is the raf'un version of the word. For example, if I have the word rajulun, how do I say two men? Rajulani or rajulaini. But I want the raf'un version. What is that? Rajulani. Like rajulun, rajulan, rajulin. The raf'un version is rajulani. That un and in only applies to single words for now. We want to dual new category now. Okay. So baitani, ani is the raf'un version. What is the nasbun version going to be? Aini. So put bait, two houses into nasbun. Baitaini. Put in the raf'un. Baitani, put it into nasbun, baytaini. You good so far? Not good? Okay, we'll be good inshallah, don't worry. Okay. Now the problem is what jarrun is in another dual. There's only two duals. There's only ani, aini. So the simple trick we do is we just copy and paste the nasb, and the jarrun version is also aini. The jarrun version is also aini. Okay, now you're all very confused, but that's fine inshallah. So you go to page number 5. On top there. Look at that table. What I explained to you now is in that table. Page number 5. I explained to you from the table, and then you can see if you're better inshallah. On the table we have muslim. Can you see we have the word singular? Can you see singular there? Singular. Above it is mufrad. Mufrad just means singular. Then that's a single version, like muslimun means one Muslim. So in raf'un, how do I make Muslim? Muslimun. In nasbun, Musliman. And jarrun, Muslimin. Now comes the next row is what? Dual, muthanna dual. What's the raf'un version is? Muslimin. What's the nasbun version? Muslimaini. What's the jarrun version? Muslimaini. Okay. Let's do in your mind the same table for rajulun from the top. First do mufrad. Rajulun, raju. What's the raf'un version? Rajulun, nasb. Rajulan, rajulin. Let's say those three first. Rajulun, rajulan, rajulin. Again. Rajulun, rajulan, rajulin. Let's do the dual now. Am I first going to say for raf'un rajulani or rajulaini? Which one? Rajulani. And then for nasbun? Rajulaini. Rajulaini. So the whole table from the top. Rajulun. Rajulun. Rajulan. Rajulin. Rajulani. Rajulaini. Rajulaili. Muslimun. Muslimun. Musliman. Muslimin. Muslimani. Muslimaini. Muslimaini. Salihun. Salihun. Salihan. Salihin. Salihani. Salihaini. Salihaini. What we're saying is, we're always saying is salih means a pious person. A salihani means how many pious people? 2 pious people. But if it's salihani, what's the hal? Raf'un. If it's salihaini, what's the hal? Nasb or jar. One of the two, because they nasb is salihaini and jar is salihaini. Okay, look at the person next to you. You'll see some confusion in their eyes. Just talk to them about there what's happening with the table inshallah. Talk to each other if you're both confused. Look around you for help, desperation. Inshallah, just ask someone to explain to you what we just did now inshallah. A bit tough initially, it's fine inshallah. It will become easier with time. If you can all go to worksheet 1.7, we go to the first one, Muslimun. Let's read the whole table, the first line first. Muslimun all together. Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin. Again. Muslimun, Musliman, Muslimin. What does Muslimun mean? What does Muslimun mean? A Muslim. What does Musliman mean? A Muslim. What does Muslimin mean? A Muslim. They all mean a Muslim, they're just in different hals. The one is raf, the one is nasb, and the one is jar. Now it's the dual table. Muslimani, Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini. Again, Muslimani, Muslimaini, Muslimaini. What does Muslimani mean? 2 Muslims. What does Muslimaini mean? 2 Muslims. Same meaning, doesn't change the meaning. All we change the end. Why? Is because the hal changed. Why all the hal? Later on inshallah. But for all you must know, if you see Muslimani, which hal is Muslimani? Raf'un. Because ani, the ani one is always the raf'un one. Because there's 2 duals. There's the ani dual, Muslimani, and aini one, Muslimaini. There's 2 duals. The ani one is the raf'un one. Okay. Next one, nasbun and jarun is the same one. They both aini. They both Muslimaini and Muslimaini. If I come across a word and I see a word that says Muslimani, and I ask you the hal, what are you going to say? Muslimani. Muslimani is only raf'un. Remember, Musliman is only in the raf'un category. If you come across a word and it says Muslimaini, and I ask you the hal, what are you going to say? Are you going to say nasbun and jarrun, or nasbun or jarrun? Remember, each word must only have one hal. So if you come across Muslimaini, come Rabbul Mashriqaini. It comes the Quran, Rabbul Mashriqaini, Al Mashriqaini. If I ask you the hal of that, what are you going to say? Nasbun or jarrun. Which one it is? You will find it later, inshallah. It's one of the two. Okay. So all you must do for now is you must complete the table. So let's do it orally, verbally together. Salihun all together. Salihun, Salihan, Salihin, Salihani, Salihaini, Salihaini. Al-Muslimu, Al-Muslimu, Al-Muslima, Al-Muslimi, Al-Muslimani, Al-Muslimaini, Al-Muslimaini. As-Salihu, As-Salihu, As-Saliha, As-Salihi, As-Salihani, As-Salihaini, As-Salihaini. Okay, homework is worksheet 1.6 and worksheet 1.7. Not too much this week. 1.6 and